All right, another one of these things here. They get a little bit harder as I go. So L1 and L2 intersect at point P, which has a y coordinate of 4. The equation of line L1 is that. Find the x coordinate of point P. All right, so again, what they're testing here is, do you understand that if you have the equation of a line and you have one of the coordinates, you can get the other coordinate because you can plug that in. So what I'm supposed to do to get the x coordinate is plug that 4 in for y, it's the y coordinate, and then solve for x. Okay, so that's going to be 4x minus 8 plus 5 equals 0. That's 4x minus 3 equals 0. Plus 3 plus 3. 4x equals 3. Divide by 4. Divide by 4. X equals, leave it as a fraction. It doesn't need to be a decimal. There's no benefit to it. And especially if it doesn't come out to be something nice, we don't want to deal with that. Okay, so there's my x coordinate of point P. Find the gradient of L1. Okay, so to find the gradient of L1, I need it in y equals 1. So I'm just going to take this thing and I'm going to get it in y equals 1. So 4x minus 2y plus 5 equals 0. So minus 4x, minus 5, those both need to go. So I get minus 2y equals minus 4x minus 5, divided by negative 2, everything. And I get y equals negative 4 divided by negative 2 is positive 2x. Negative divided by negative is positive again. I can leave it as 5 halves. I can do 2.5. I probably don't need it for anything. So it more than likely doesn't, doesn't really matter there. So the slope, again, is the number in front of the x. So the gradient for that other question there, find the gradient of L1, it's 2. All right, so find the equation of L2. Give your answer in that standard form, all right, where they're integers. So to do this, I need a gradient and a point. So remember, gradient is take the fraction, the slope, which is 2 over 1, and flip it and change the sign. So negative 1 over 2. And then it goes through point P because that's where they intersect. So that's why they had me find that 3/4. So the y coordinate was 4. The x coordinate is 3/4. So 3/4 comma 4 is the point that it goes through. All right, we got a bunch of ugly looking fractions here, but we'll go ahead and work our way through it. Y minus y1 is y minus 4. Gradient x minus x1 is 3/4. Now this might get a little ugly here. So it's y minus 4 equals negative 1/2 x, and then do this with a calculator. It's going to be plus 3 over 8. And if you enter your fractions in, it should spit out a fraction like that for you. All right. Now it wants it in standard form, so everything has to go to one side. I really like the x to be positive. So plus 1/2 x minus 3/8 plus 1/2 x minus 3/8. All right. So let's rearrange stuff here. So 1/2 x, y is positive. I type into my calculator, negative 4 minus 3/8. Let's see what it gives me, because I know what the answer is, but I'm curious as to the way that the calculator will spit the answer out. 3/8. So that's what I thought. So negative 35 over 8. So leave it as a fraction. All right. Now, it wants these things to be integers. There's clearly fractions there. And this is where I was talking about if there's more than one denominator, pick the bigger one, and it should get rid of all of them. So I'm going to multiply everything by 8. All right. Now, do with the calculator. 8 times 1/2 is going to give you 4. So it'll be 4x plus 8y minus 35 equals 0. You shouldn't do that in your head. You should use a calculator. All right. And then I've got my standard form there. And again, there's nothing that complicated happening. These are just super long, and they're going to test your patience and see if you are able to go slowly enough that you don't make any mistakes.